Hello, STEM students. It's Mrs. A. Welcome to week 7, which is also our final week together with an assignment. Just to kind of give you a quick recap, we are going to be completing all of our assignments next week on the 13th. Your grades will go in on the 18th, so you have until the 18th to send me some items. I would really like if you got all of them in before that so that I can count them. But please, please, please make sure that you are working on your projects that you have not completed and send me all those documents. So go through the weeks um, on Google Classroom and see what you are missing. And if you have any questions, please email me as problems and things arise. But let's get into this week. So, this week is going to be a very short week, very short assignment just to kind of wrap everything up. So, this week's assignment is all on reverse engineering. And so, I'm going to go through a PowerPoint here in just a second, but essentially, what you're going to be doing is taking apart an item. So, kind of think back to the 6th grade year where we took apart the stuffed animal. Very almost exactly like that, except it's something inside your house. Okay. So, what you're going to do is find an item with parents' permission, something that doesn't work anymore, something that you're not using. If you can't find an item that actually like works or it takes batteries or moves or something like that, think about simple items such as like ballpoint pens or like the click pens or something like a remote control that doesn't work anymore. Something very 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 simple. Okay, so what is reverse engineering? So I'm going to go through my PowerPoint with you. So reverse engineering is basically deconstructing and taking things apart so that you can see the different components that something has inside of it. So the base definition is the process of duplicating an existing part, component, or product without the aid of drawings. So just looking at it, just actually looking at your item in front of you and really taking detailed um, documentation, doing detailed drawings, those kind of things. I'm going to link this video. We're not going to watch this video right now, but it talks about like how you take apart like a water gun, and it talks about the different parts and it shows you the different parts. Um, and basically, what you're going to do is not do something as intricate as what's in that video, but you're definitely going to draw at least four. Let me get back in the window. At least four items that you find inside your product, your item that you choose to deconstruct. From there, so what does reverse engineering do? What does taking apart something actually allow you to do? It allows you to take a look at what's inside, um, the mechanisms that are inside the item, the product, how it works, what actually lies beneath that, what are the materials that make up that product. It gives us a better understanding of how things are made and how things work. A lot of things we take for granted, and we take for granted that they'll just work. But what if we understood a little bit more about how they worked? Maybe we could fix it if it broke. Maybe we could take a look at the different parts and say, oh, yeah, that's an easy little adjustment. So all I have to do is fix it. It'll make you a little bit better at understanding how different parts work together. So basically, what we are looking at are, and this is not on the PowerPoint, but we're looking at the parts, the purposes, and the complexities of the different items that you're looking at inside your product. So the parts, the individual pieces that are inside, the purposes, what do they do? And the complexities, how they interact with other things. So, take for instance this picture of a bike right there. And the bike has many, many different parts, and the parts have specific jobs. So, say for instance, the pedal has a specific job that when you push it, it goes around, but it doesn't do anything for the bike unless it's attached to the chain, which is attached to the back wheel, which then propels you forward. Well, that's the complexity of the bike. That's what actually makes it work. But you got to break it down to that small, small piece to see how that fits in to that link of how something works. All right. So basically, you're taking a look at when you have torn down, maybe not torn down is not a great way to put it, deconstructed your item, and you're taking a look at what's in front of you and going, okay, what is this part? What does it do? What is its purpose? And how complex is it? Where does it fit inside this item? So after you have permission to take apart whatever item that you're going to take apart, please make sure you get permission from a parent or guardian before you do this. Also, if you have something that plugs in or takes batteries or is any kind of like computer electronic part whatsoever, or it just kind of looks like it might have something a little bit tricky inside of it, make sure you have either parent guidance or parent permission before you take those things apart. Sometimes inside computer towers, it can be a little bit tricky. They have different parts that are just not meant to be handled by hand. So just kind of use some caution, use some of your background knowledge, and if you don't know anything about these certain item, research it online and see if it's okay to take apart. All right. On the Google form that you're going to fill out for me, you're going to actually list what you're going to take apart. So if I take a look at that Google form and go, ooh, maybe try something a little bit different, I'll let you know. Okay. Also, get permission. There's a question on the Google form that says, I have permission to take this thing apart. You just click yes if you have permission. So after you have permission, what you're going to do is you're going to open up the product. Let me move myself over here. Disassembly chart. And basically, like we've done before, make a copy of this. Okay. And once you've taken things apart and once you've identified the different pieces inside your item, you're going to be focusing on 4 specific parts. So say, for instance, you have the bike. I don't recommend taking apart your bike, even though some bikes are really easy to put back together. That's beside the point. Just make sure you get permission. Okay. So let's just take the bike, for example. The pedal would be one, a wheel could be another, the gear, and the chain. Those are 4 things that you can take a look at. On the PowerPoint right here, it has the parts of a pen. So here you go. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Let me see if I can do that. Okay. So basically, it's talking about the case, the barrel, the spring, and the clicker. So on an actual click pen. And if you take a look right here, the part description, it's obviously describing what you can actually see. How do the parts interact? How do they all work together? That's the complexities. The strengths, the good features of that part that you're looking at. So in that case of the ballpoint pen, it's the good grip. There's something that's outside of it that's easy to grip. The weaknesses, plastic may be really kind of weak. I took out the measurement part for ours because I'm not sure who has a measuring tool at home. If you really want to add a measuring row, go for it. You'd be above and beyond, and you get a 4 on that project if you did that, but it's not needed at this moment. The material that it's made out of, if you don't know offhand what material it is, make sure you do some research. Go on Google search. Um, just make sure that you look at a reputable source. All right. Use some of that research tools that you guys learned before school was over, and look at a reputable source. So you're going to do that. You're going to fill out that product disassembly chart and attach it to the Padlet. So let me get out of here. So here are some suggested items for disassembly: video games or controllers, computer mouse, lamps, telephones, cars. Like the pullback cars are really great. If you have brothers or sisters that are at home that are not working with their actual toys anymore, you can take apart a toy like we did in 6th grade. It's up to you. All right, so, oh, excuse me. So attach this to the Padlet. So there's a 7th and 8th grade Padlet that you're going to add to. So again, when you do Padlet, you're going to put your name, your item, and then you're going to upload your actual Google Doc onto there so that I can see what you've done. If you have pictures of what you've taken apart, or if you have a drawing, you can snap a picture of that, upload that as well. Yeah, but this is your last project. If you have questions on this, please let me know. Yeah. I'll talk to you all later. Have a wonderful week, and I'll try and send a video out on Friday for those of you that need a little bit of help on different items. Okay? All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye, all.